Hello, my name is Jimmy. You may have seen my other video where I introduced my idea for the SunHome, told you a little bit about my systems background, and my intentions to build it in public. Well, in this video, I really just want to focus on what the SunHome actually is. Because a lot of times when I describe the SunHome to people, I just get a blank stare. And I think the reason for that is because people don't know how to classify the SunHome. Even as I was designing it and talking to my friends and family about it, I would often refer to it as a camper. But I also always felt that calling it a camper was doing a massive disservice to my idea. Because the SunHome is not designed to be camped in over a long weekend. It is designed to be lived in long term. And I've also had people ask me if I'm just building or designing a tiny home. And the SunHome is not a tiny home either, because that implies that you're sacrificing space for efficiency and living in a footprint the size of a shoebox. And the SunHome is not that. The SunHome is a full-size, full-featured, no-compromise living space with all of the modern amenities that you would come to expect in a one-bedroom apartment. Housing today requires us to choose between space and freedom. You can either have all your creature comforts, or you can be mobile and sacrifice space and autonomy. Well, the SunHome is my attempt to hold both. Maybe not perfectly, but certainly intentionally. And really the innovation that allows this to happen is the expansion. Because while you're mobile and towing, you need your volume to be as compact as possible. But while you're stationary and living in it, you want it to be as big as possible. And the expansion is really what breaks that trade-off. My hope is that the SunHome could be useful for people who are drawn to self-sufficiency, people who want to be close to nature, or people who just don't want to rely on fragile systems. This could be people who are remote workers that need a home base, or explorers or builders, or for people who just need a pressure relief from the constant churn of modern society. My intention is not to try to replace housing as it exists today, but to provide another option that exists beside it. So I hope that gives you a clearer picture for my vision of the SunHome. And now that we have that established, I want to go through my design philosophies and a lot of the constraints that the SunHome has to live within. And then finally, we will go through the whole design that I've come up with. So I hope to see you there.